So, my goal is to do something great for myself and for others. See, I grew up in a small town in Arizona with a population of just over 1,000 people, and I went to our local public school through kindergarten, and I enjoyed that. And then once I got into first grade, I just started to get really miserable and hate it. And I know that most kids, they kind of whine, they don't really want to go to school, that sort of thing, but I remember being really miserable, in school and outside of school too, just because I was dreading it that much. And so eventually, my mom came to school with me for a day, and I don't really remember or know the whole story, but I know that she wasn't that impressed with it as well, and so she started to homeschool me, and from then on I just did school online, and that left me with a lot more free time than most kids. And so eventually I started working, and I worked a few years helping clean buildings, I worked a few years at a flower shop, I worked a few years doing recycling, and then I got into excavation and heavy equipment for a while. And then just recently I've spent the winter working at a company that builds cabinets. And in working these jobs growing up, I started to notice a common theme, and that is that a lot of people, they start to fall into this trap of working these type of jobs, and they really start to hate it. They start to get miserable with their life, they complain, they judge others, they gossip, and in general just have really poor habits and a bad outlook on life. They start to think that they can't achieve a whole lot, or that they can't chase their dream, or they can't search for a dream, or can't do anything that will provide real meaning and happiness to them. So once I started to kind of catch on to this and notice it, I made a promise to myself that I won't let this happen to me, and I will be open-minded to what I can achieve and willing to put in the hard work and sacrifice and learn anything that I can. And when I made that decision, it was in 2018, so that is why my number is 218, as a constant reminder to that promise that I made to myself. And personally, I don't really look at achievement and success as making a lot of money. I look at it as doing things that'll make me happy, provide some type of discipline, and keep me focused, growing, learning, and do something that is either going to provide meaning to myself or meaning to others, or even better, both. And in this season of my life, it is creating a platform that will inspire and allow people to learn basically anything to do in the field of dirt bikes. Now, whether or not this ends up being a failure or a success, that's kind of out of my control, but what is in my control is putting in the hard work, constantly learning and growing, and looking for improvement any little way that I can. And I do have a lot of other things that I want to do in my life, but right now, this is what I'm focusing on, and this is what I'm putting my energy towards, and just looking to enjoy and learn from the whole experience. So, for the most part today, I'm just going to cruise around and kind of have fun, hit random lines, and probably put a little bit more focus towards my feet and my legs and my hips, more or less just riding with my lower body, using my head and my chest more or less just to guide the direction that I want to go. I don't really think there's anything else to say.